In this video, I will explain this nice stitch pattern chart that you can use for a summer garment or even for something warmer, and I will knit these stitches step by step and explain the logic behind these stitches. And just a reminder, this entire channel is based on Combination Continental knitting style. Sometimes it's called grandma style, and I have a collection of stitch pattern chart that could be knit using grandma stitches. So let's get started. First of all, let's take a closer look at what's going on here and let's analyze. What do we see? We see just two repetitive patterns, just two elements that go on and on and on, like this cable, 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 cable. It's the first element. The cable is the first element. And then there's this lace element here and here and here and here. And you just divide these two elements by adding two purl stitches in between. Here, 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 here. So the main elements, both cables and lace elements, are created on knit stitches, and in between there are purl stitches. Understanding that, let's move on. Now this video has chapters. If you want, you can skip to the knitting, and if you want to dive deeper into the theory, please stay. Now let's read the chart. Just a reminder, we read the chart from right to left and from bottom to top. And we ignore this part. Like I said, this is just stockinette stitch. It's a part of my design. And we start from these two purl stitches. And we see them right here. But let me remind you that every chart has a part that it's called repeat. So in my case, repeat is right here. What's the rest of the stitches? Well, after you repeat your repeat part as many times as you want, you add some more stitches for this symmetry. So let's take a look at my design. The row starts from the cable and it ends with the cable. So just to remind you, how do we repeat? Okay, we go 2 purl stitches, 1 crossing, 2 purl stitches, yarn over, 2 together, and then you repeat from here. Purl, purl, crossing, purl, purl, yarn over, 2 together. But at the end of the row, just for the symmetry, you add these stitches. And when you see the whole picture, you have this symmetry. This is what your row starts from, and this is what your row ends with. I hope that it makes sense. Anyway, let's read. Purl, 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 right here, crossing, right here, purl, 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 right here. The lace element, yarn over, 2 together, yarn over here, 2 together. Okay, then 2 purl stitches, purl, 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 and then this cable right here on 2 stitches right here, this crossing, and these are the purl elements. But this is the horizontal repeat. Why did I mention only first and third row? Because the row number 2 is the purl row, and you just read there are the stitches on the purl row and you just work on them as they appear. Now, what about the third row? It's the vertical repeat. The vertical repeat is just this element repeating over and over. So the only difference here is where the yarn over is. Okay? Previously, we yarn overed and then two togethered, and here you two together and then yarn over. I hope that it makes sense. Now I'm at the beginning of the row, except for at the beginning of my row, and it's the part of the design. I have just a small piece of stockinette stitch. Of course, I'm not going to explain the stockinette stitch, you just ignore it. And now when it's done, I will start the stitch chart that we're talking about. If you're just if you want the entire row, the entire fabric with this stitch chart, you can just start from this point. So right here I have two purl stitches. Remember, purl stitches are like dividers in between those cable and lace elements. So let's start with these two. Purl 1, purl 2. Now the cable element. The cable element consists of two knit stitches that I need to cross. So I have stitch number 1 and stitch number 2, and I have to work on this stitch, the number 2 stitch, first. So I create that cross. So I grab the second stitch. You can use an extra needle, I'm not using that, but anyway, the idea is to swap these stitches. So I go into the stitch number 2 and swap. So here's my number 2, here's my number 1. I return the number 2 stitch on my left needle and knit it the grandma way, like I always do, the combination continental way, through the back loop. And now stitch number 1 is also done. Stitch number 2 was here, stitch number 1 is here, and this is how this crossing is created. Now 2 purl stitches just to divide the cable from the lace element. 1 and 2. Now the lace element. The lace element is basically created by that hole. And how do you create a hole? You basically do a yarn over. And in order to stay in the same stitch count, 2 stitches before or after yarn over have to be worked together. Why is that? Well, look at this. I have 1, 2 stitches, 1 and 2. If I create this yarn over and just do 1, knit 2, knit 1, knit 2, I will have 3 stitches. I don't want that. My element is created on just 2 stitches. So go ahead, yarn over, and then knit the next 2 stitches together, just like this. Yarn over, 2 together through the back loop. For right now, the lace element is done, so let's move on. 2 purl stitches to divide the elements. And now what do we see here again? Cable element. So let's make that crossing, stitch number 1, stitch number 2. Let's work on the stitch number 2 first. Swap the stitches and go ahead, knit the second one first, and then the first one. This is how you create that crossing. And then again, purl 2 to divide the lace element from the cable element. Yarn over, 2 together. You created that hole and compensate that extra stitch by knitting 2 together, by creating just 1 stitch instead of 2 from the previous row. I'll do one more repeat. Those are just 2 purl stitches to divide the elements. So 2 knit stitches right here. I will cross these guys, do the crossing. The number 2 comes first, and then the number 1, purl 2, and then the lace element, yarn over, and 2 together, and of course 2 purl stitches. Go ahead and finish this row, and I will see you at the beginning of the purl row. As for the purl row, in some old stitch pattern chart, you will not even see the explanation for the purl row, because you just work on stitches how they appear. For example, I had this stockinette stitch part. Well, I didn't explain it, but it's just the part of my design. So if you knit on the knit side, on the purl side, you will purl. This stockinette stitch is just like that, but you can ignore this. And the idea, the logic remains the same for the entire row. So now my chart starts, and what we see here, obviously we see 2 knit stitches. Why is that? Because these were 2 purl stitches on the right side, so I knit 2 because those were those purl stitches. Now these are obviously 2 purl stitches because on the knit side they used to be knit stitches. So when I see those purl stitches, I just purl them. Okay, now 2 knit stitches, those are obviously those dividing purl stitches, right? Here's my obviously lace element. Okay, and what I do for the lace element, since we see those lace parts as just knit stitches, right? We knit 2 together, we yarn over as a knit stitch. So on the purl side, those should be purl stitches. So purl 1 and purl 2 at the point where I had my yarn over. Now these are obviously 2 knit stitches, and this is obviously my cable, 2 crossed knit stitches. So on the purl side, those are just 2 purl stitches. Now 2 knit stitches, those are divider purl stitches on the knit side, and here's the lace element. And for the lace element, both stitches on the wrong side are purl stitches. And the rest of the row, you just go ahead and work on stitches as they appear. Now I'm again at the knit side, and let's analyze the lace element. You see, here the holes, they kind of switch direction. I had yarn over before the knit 2 together, and then yarn over after. Before, after, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. So how do we achieve that effect? Well, very easily. Again, if you keep in mind that a yarn over is the stitch that creates that hole, and the 2 together is the element that compensates that hole, that extra stitch, we just swap them again. You ignore these guys, it's just my stockinette part. Anyway, let's start a new row. 2 purl stitches. Okay, those are obvious. This is my cable, so let's do just the crossing. I've already showed you. Okay, 1 and 2. I mean 2 and 1, of course. 2 purl stitches, and remember what we did last time at this point. I did a yarn over and then 2 together. If I go the same way, if I do the yarn over right here above the hole, all my holes will stay on the right side from the two togethers. I don't want that. I want them to go zigzag way. So this time I will do two together first and then the yarn over. And see, last time I had my hole right here, and this time I will have my hole right here. Previously to the right from the two togethers, and now I will have that to the left. And this is how that zigzag logic is created. So two together, yarn over, and purl 2. I'll do it one more time. It's just a cable. I'm not showing it perfectly because you already know how to cable. Okay, and then purl 2, and then remember we had a yarn over before the two togethers, so I will have now two together and the yarn over after the two togethers. Okay, and now purl 2. I hope that it makes sense. And again, on the purl side, you just knit and purl as the stitches appear. Remember that yarn overs are purl stitches and knit two togethers are purl stitches on the purl side. I hope that it makes sense.